earlier on I just mentioned that we'd now lost Tyron Woodley again, another legend that's gone down. We talked about this on the last episode that Vicente Luque, he's no joke, man. He's now got a lot more hype. He's probably got the best knockout of his career, or one of the best wins of his. No, sorry, not the best. He's not the best knockout. One of the best submissions of his career so far, and the best wins of his career in general, because he's fought Tyron Woodley. So Tyron Woodley has lost 3 times now, 4 times. So he's lost to Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, and Vicente Luque. And then
you skip Gilbert Burns.
Oh, sorry, Gilbert Burns as well. And so now it's a 4 loss, and now he's dropped down to 10th. Question is if the UFC is going to keep him. We know that he has a bit of a complicated past with Dana. But if Tyron Woodley is going to have his last fight, do you reckon it's going to be against someone in the top 10?
He's not going to have a last fight. Huh? He's not going to have a last fight.
You reckon he's going to be done now that he's lost for the 4th time?
Look, I'm not Dana, but I can guarantee you Tyron's been fed the harshest of opponents, and he is going to get cut, right? I don't think he's I was very surprised by how fast he engaged Luque right afterwards. He just shot across, took the center of the octagon really quickly, which is exactly what someone with that kind of size wants.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to pressure someone like Luque, a striker, up against the cage and control the octagon as much as he can. But as soon as he went in, he missed a strike, got caught in the clinch. And Luque is just damn good. He's fast. I believe he's about 29. He's still growing and learning. There's a 9-year gap. Tyron's 38.
Mm-hmm.
Quick. Still had a decent amount of size. His legs were huge, by the way. He still
looks great.
He's still got a lot of muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
But, there was some shots that he hit with Luque and it looked like they wobbled Luque.
Yeah.
Until Tyron walked into a shot, got caught. Tyron was going for an uppercut. Luque, bang, caught him flush.
Mm-hmm.
Got Woodley on wobbly legs. Pretty much almost put him on his stomach, to be honest, because he had to hold himself up with his hands. Got up, backing back. Obviously,
he was trying to use the cage to hold himself up as well, and he was really wobbling against the cage.
Yeah, this was one of the times where we don't really see an issue with Tyron's chin, to be honest. We never really see him get rocked or wobbled. He's taken a lot of people's best punches and he's walked through it. He's got a chin, right?
Yeah.
And he's good. He's a well-rounded athlete, right? Got the striking ability. Very powerful striker.
Yeah.
But I think he was falling in love with the hands and it wasn't working. He tried to attempt a takedown, didn't work, right? But it's unfortunate for Tyron, right? Because I don't think it was his best performance. Getting knocked down in the first round, it sounded like he was trying to change things up mentally. But 38, he's not learning anything really new.
Yeah.
He's not changing his game drastically. He typically fights the exact same way no matter who he fights. He just typically does better against strikers because he doesn't have to worry about the wrestling aspect. However, he got knocked down in the first round. That's really, really unfortunate now because that's 4 of his last 5 he's lost, right?
Yeah, you just got to ask how much could he sustain, because looking back his last fights, he lost via decision to Kamaru Usman. That was a pretty dominant fight from Usman.
I would argue he's lost the last 15 rounds, or 16 to most.
Yeah, and then he lost to Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns' boxing is so bloody crisp, man. He took a lot of punches in that one, and then again you go up against probably a massive volume puncher like Colby Covington, who just outstruck him, and not even that, but also in that fight, he broke one of his ribs. So he's just sustained so much damage over the past couple of years.
Dominated.
Yeah, I think that's just I think it's kind of finally got to him because as well with age, because when you're young, you're taking all that damage, you kind of brush it off, but when you're a little bit more older, it does stick with you, especially towards the end. I mean,
not able to train as much. That's what Tyron said as well. I can't train 3 times a day like I was when I was 25. I can't do it anymore. He gets beat up. He can't do it. Coming back to your other question, Tyron's not having a last fight.
Yeah.
He's cut.
You reckon he's cut?
I think within the next week or 2.
Okay.
Maybe as late as a month, right? Tyron's cut.
Yeah.
He's cut.
Because there's going to be a long way for cuts, really, and
Dana was already asked about it. This was make or break for him, to be honest. He could have got cut before his last fight. But
what did Dana say then?
Dana in the post-fight press conference got asked, and he said, look, the person, I can't remember the reporter, but the reporter said, look, he was looking pretty good at the start, right? He rocked Luque, but unfortunately he got knocked out, not knocked out, he got choked out, by a dash choke. However, he was rocked well before then.
That was a really good choke. It was a really good setup though.
He's very good at the anaconda and dash chokes, and it looked like Tyron. Well, first Tyron was kind of I believe he submitted Darren Till in a dash choke as well. He was trying to fight the legs, got his legs tangled up so he wouldn't be able to get out of it, and then when he couldn't get his leg out, he's obviously struggling for breath, right? Trying to break the grip of the hands, couldn't do it. It was just sunk in. I mean, he knows full well about dash chokes, and he knew he wasn't getting out of that, and he tried.
Yeah.
But he got submitted, and it wasn't pretty. Dana was asked, look, he looked pretty good up to that point until he, got rocked, got taken down, and then, the submission occurred. Now, could he potentially be cut, or is he going to have another fight? And Dana said, look, that's 4 of his last 5 that he's lost, and he's been dominated and he got knocked out tonight. That's all he says.
Yeah.
Telling you right now, that's his nice way of saying he's getting fucking cut. And that's nice of Dana, because Dana fucking hates Tyron.
Yeah. Because he even openly said every time Tyron Woodley opens his mouth, he shoots himself in the foot. That was a famous quote.
Tyron's apologized for things like that. Tyron actually said on the Ariel Hawani show, he actually said, look, I used to say, why am I not getting promoted this? And he was using the race card and things like that, right? Yeah. But he's saying, look, I realized now, I realized a little bit late, it's not all about me. They've got 800 different fighters they've got to worry about. It's not always going to be around me. And I thought that was a really mature thing for him. But he realized a bit late. He's 38 years old.
Yeah.
Had issues with tons of injuries in the past. Shoulder injuries, everything.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like it's the end of the line for him at the UFC. I hope he does. He hangs up the gloves. He doesn't go to Bellator or anything like that.
I don't want him to.
I don't want him to. I think it's unfortunate how it's settled, right? If he wants to do something else with his career in terms of combat sports, I'd say go for it. But I don't want to see him continue in the UFC.
Well, he's already got a rap career going. I don't know how successful he is. I don't really follow it, but he works a lot with the UFC in terms of analytics.
I think you should
go
to
do the post-fight show.
I think you should become an analyst just alongside Rashad Evans.
There you go.